hope you're all having a fantastic day and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this Buzz Lightyear eye look here. I forgot to film an intro, which is why I don't look like I'm wearing the makeup right now, but don't worry, the tutorial is going to be on that eyeshadow look. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited for the new Toy Story movie to come out. I feel like I've grown up with these movies, mainly because I totally have grown up with these movies, and it'll be really exciting. It'll be nice to see that Bo Peep's back. Let me know what you guys think if you're going to see it, if you haven't seen it yet, what some thoughts are. No spoilers, please, but I hope you guys are excited for this tutorial, and let's get started. I clearly filmed that intro thinking I would get this up before the movie came out, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the movie. Starting off for this eyeshadow look, I'm using my ABH primer. A little bit of this goes a really long way. So as you can see, I took the smallest amount and I'm just starting in the middle with this and then blending it outwards because I do want the most concentrated amount to be in the middle, but it's just taking me a while to blend it out because there's a lot of it. Then I'm using the Alyssa Edwards palette. I originally used a different eyeshadow palette for this look, but I really love the colors in this palette. I think they're so beautiful. So I'm starting off with the shade Headliner. It's that white shade, and I'm just going to lightly put that on the inner corner and also up near my brow bone just to kind of brighten up this look. After that, I'm going in with the shade Texas Made. So I'm going in with the smallest amount of this, and I'm starting to blend that out into my crease. So starting in the upper corner and then blending that towards the middle of my eye or towards the middle of my face. And I'm kind of going in circular motions and back and forth as well. This part will take a really long time. I'll continue to blend the product in, add some more pigment. It's a lot easier to go in with a little bit of pigment to begin with and build upon it rather than going in with like a ton of shadow. So I would recommend going in lightly with a shadow and then just blending it out. As you can see, it will slowly start to get darker to the color that I want, but it's a lot easier to blend if you go in with smaller amounts. And with this color too, I'm mainly just concentrating that in my crease. I'm using this color to really make my crease stand out more. As you can tell, it's adding a lot more definition. And in the end, what's really going to pop with this look is the liner. So it's not like this is going to be the star of the show. It's okay for it to look a little bit more muted. I'll also go back in with that headliner, it's that white shade as well, just to kind of help blend my edges and make it look a little bit softer. Again, this is not the main color that we're using, so we'll make sure that it looks really soft and blended. Once that is blended out to a spot that I like, I'm taking this purple shade called Believe. It's a true Buzz Lightyear purple color, and I'm going to start lightly packing that on with a smaller blending brush in the outer corner of my eye, kind of like the lower outer corner area. I'm just mainly packing this rather than sweeping it across my eye because I really want this color to be pigmented. I want this to be like the main purple color that you see since it is so true to Buzz Lightyear. And I'm also going to spend some time blending this out as well. It may seem boring to see how often I blend, but I feel like that's the biggest part that's missing out of tutorials is they quickly cut to the next frame and you don't really see how long it does take to create these eyeshadow looks. So if you feel like you're just blending forever and it's taking forever to build up the pigment, that's okay. You'd rather slowly build up the pigment rather than go in with a ton of product all at once. So that's kind of why I started to include these longer blending clips just so you guys can get a more realistic expectation of how long it does actually take me to blend these colors out, how often I'll go back in and add color just until I get to the opacity that I like. After that, I'm taking my Too Faced glitter glue. You don't actually see me apply it because I forgot to film that, but trust me, it's there. And then I'm taking the shade DDC. It's that purple shimmery shade. I'm going to start like packing that on to the middle of my crease. I'm basically just trying, when you pack it on and tap it on, it makes it really pigmented rather than sweeping it all over. After that, I will go back in with more of that Believe shade on top of that, just to really make that purple stand out. I kind of lost that purple color, so I really wanted that to be the main color that you saw. So I do spend some time packing that on and blending it on top. If you really want a color to pop, be super vibrant, what I would recommend doing is really tapping it on and packing it on in tapping motions rather than sweeping it back and forth. You'll notice with the pink shade, I will be kind of sweeping that because I really want a light amount of that. I don't want that to pop out too much, so I'm going in very light-handed. It might be hard to tell with all these shadows, but I'm going in very light-handed when I'm sweeping and a little bit heavier-handed when I'm packing. And of course, keeping in these blending clips just so you can see how long I do spend blending out these shadows to make them look really seamless and look like you can't really see any lines. Once that's blended out to a spot that I like, I'm taking my Suva Beauty Hydra FX liners in the shade Space Panda. First, that's the white shade, and then later on I'm taking the shade Fanny Pack. That's that beautiful bright green shade. So starting off, these liners are really great because they're water activated. So all I'm doing is getting it wet. I'm using actually like a craft store brush because I really wanted a really fine tip brush just so I can make this easier. I'm going in smaller sections with the white shade. It's called Space Panda. As you can see, I'm just trying to be very cautious with this. I don't want to do a big sweeping motion across my entire eyelid. I feel like you have more control when you move in smaller sections rather than just going in all at once and just trying to do a perfect line. So you'll see me kind of go over it a couple different times. And then I'm starting in the back half of the line. You want to imagine like there's a line extending from your lower crease line if it would extend up, if that makes sense. So that's kind of where I'm drawing in my winged eyeliner. I always start with the bottom line first, and then I'll kind of drag that in towards where I already have my eyeliner. I try to keep it right underneath my crease too because I do have slightly hooded eyes. The winged eyeliner is a little bit more challenging to do. So if you notice that your eyes kind of crease over, you'll want to keep that line lower than what your crease line is so that it will still show through in a straight line when you have your eyes open. Once I've outlined the shape of my winged eyeliner, I'll go back in and fill that in, kind of like coloring in a coloring book. What I've noticed with these liners, what I'll typically do is not go in with like a ton of color at once. I choose to have it more liquidy so that it's easier to use and I can kind of map out what I want the liner to be. And then what I'll do afterwards is pick up more of that pigment and go back in to fill it in and make it really white. As you can see, they're really easy to layer on and it's not creating any weird textures. So I feel like it's okay to go in a little bit light at first and kind of like map out where you want your winged eyeliner to be and then go back on and make it more opaque. So I do spend some time basically adding in white to make it more of a white base so you can't really see any of the purple coming through. Then I'm taking the shade Fanny Pack. It's that bright green shade. And I'm basically I'm following the same shape as the white eyeliner. I'm just going right underneath it. It might be hard to tell, but I am trying to go right underneath it. Later on, I will pop on more of that white on top of it so you can see a clear distinction. But I'm going right underneath that and just basically following the same line. What I've noticed too with these liners, if you mess up and it's not a perfect line, I go back later on and show you guys that I clean it up with the white line. So I can go on top of the green and it doesn't look weird. You can layer these colors as well to kind of clean it up, which I find really nice, especially when you're doing a really technical look like this. It's really nice to be able to go back and clean it up. I do also have to layer on the green to really make it pigmented and really show through. So you'll see me doing that and building up the color. I do add some of that shade Fanny Pack underneath as well because I really wanted to tie in more green because I feel like when I think of Buzz Lightyear, I think of purple and green. So I wanted it to be a little bit more green in this look than just in that white eyeliner space. Like I mentioned before, I felt like it wasn't super clean, so what I'm doing is adding a little bit more of that white eyeliner on top of the green. But I found it was really easy if I messed up at all just to go on top of one color with another. So even though white is lighter than the green, it has no problem kind of fixing or correcting the green color. It's not like you have a hard time making it stand out. It goes over other shades really well, which is kind of hard to find sometimes. Then I'm taking this liquid lipstick from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Honestly, I've had this for years. It's a little old, but that was what I had at the time, so it works. Basically, if you couldn't tell by now with this look, I'm trying to mimic the idea of Buzz Lightyear's wings. So I noticed on his wings, he has this pattern of these red stripes, and they're kind of at a diagonal. So what I'm doing is I'm picking up that liquid lipstick on a really fine brush, and I'm kind of trying to draw in these lines at a diagonal. I'm going right underneath the green liquid liner. If you can tell, I'm actually going over the green a little bit, but that's okay because I noticed later on, and I'll show you guys too, that you can go back over it with the green. The green covers the red just fine. So if you mess up a little bit and go over the green, it's totally fine. And same with the white too. I'll show you guys. I actually use the white to clean up some of my edges using the red lipstick to make it a little bit more sharp. So using both of these liners, I was really impressed with how easy they worked on top of each other. So you can see here, I'm kind of going over it with the white just to kind of clean up those edges. And then going back in with the green as well, just to kind of go on top of that red. Normally, I feel like a shade like this green would not be able to cover a deep red like that, but I had no problems. Kind of hard to read because I didn't even realize it was upside down, but next I'm using the Thrive Cosmetics mascara. It's my all-time favorite mascara. My lashes look so good when I use it. I am also using false lashes on top of these just because I feel like it kind of finishes off the look, but this mascara is amazing. After that, I'm going in with my Lily lashes. This is in the shade Luxe Lashes. This is my first time using Lily lashes, but I really like them. I feel like a lot of their lashes are too big for my eyes, but these fit perfectly where you can still see the eye look underneath. And that's it. So overall, I feel like it's pretty simple. It looks challenging when you're looking at it from afar, but once you break it down to those little steps, I feel like it becomes a lot more attainable to do. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you guys don't know, I'm doing a Disney makeup series on my Instagram account, Kenzie MacBrown. I'll link it down below and put the name up on the screen for you guys if you want to follow along. It's not like it's every single post, but I'm still working on it, don't worry. Actually, I did my Toy Story looks a little while back, so if you guys want to see what those looks look like, I did one on Jessie and Woody as well. But I thought, since I haven't really seen any trailers with Jessie in the movie, I mean, I'm thinking she's in the movie, maybe not, but I've seen a lot of Buzz and Woody, so that's why I decided to do a Buzz makeup tutorial. But if you want to see my Jessie makeup tutorial as well, let me know. It's a little bit more avant-garde and less like everyday. Like, this is still a lot of makeup, but it's a little bit more natural than my Jessie look. You'll have to go look at it and see what I mean. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!